There has to be Rule 34 for M&M's, and I hate existence right now.
Chocolate experience you've been waiting for.
Generic intro into theduckgoesmoo here, back with some more nostalgic creator videos. Today we have the history of the M&M characters. Last week I reacted to top 12 Christmas commercials done by Nostalgic Critic. You want to check out that video, I'll leave it right up there, also linked down below in the description. But he mentioned the M&M commercial, and then you all in the comment section told me to check out this video because I didn't know it existed. I had no idea that there was so much depth to these random colored candies that I don't eat because I don't eat candy. But I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Shout out to patrons. They get the videos a day early. Lobby tonight, I have a paywall on the channel. It's currently 11:30 at night. I've had a very long day, and this is the final video I'm recording. So I hope you're having a good day. Hopefully I can make it a tiny little bit better. I'm here to make you smile, not make you pay. Welcome to 2022. It's going to be a great year, and I'm hoping that you stick around for the entire time, and hope that you're subscribed, and I hope you leave some comments because I read them all. So let me know what other nostalgic good videos you want me to react to. But let's go ahead and jump on into this. Oh, wow,
this
that's
episode
my
brought to you by Stamps.com.
shortest intro ever.
Why go to the store to get stamps when you can have them printed right at home for your convenience?
Stamps.com. Okay, interesting. I ship out signed ducks every month to a certain insane patron. So it's completely random, and they love to have a paywall channel. So shout out to each and every one of them. But we're watching this because last week I did the top 12 Christmas commercials, which was honestly one of my favorite videos by Nostalgic Critic I've ever done. It was good, wholesome, and like it was a list. Like there was no he wasn't mad or anything. It was just him doing a bunch of stuff, and I actually knew some of the commercials. I actually knew about some other ones. Like people were very surprised I didn't know about. Was it a Christmas Carol, a Christmas Story? Something about a snowman. I don't know.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember,
Yes,
so you don't have to. I want to talk about the M&M characters.
Do they have names, or are they just come? Why? That's Beetlejuice.
I'm
I've never
glad
seen
you asked,
Beetlejuice.
audience represented
Exactly.
by late
Why?
80s Michael Keaton movie, because surprisingly, not a lot of people do. Oh, don't get me wrong, the M&M characters need no help getting noticed. M&M's candies have been around since the 40s, but if you mention the brand names today, it's almost impossible not to think of the funny, distinct, and memorable characters that have been associated with them for over 20 years.
No, when I think of M&M's,
Also,
I think
make
about the
no
mini
mistake,
M&M's because they're way
people do
better.
talk about them at certain times. After their new Super Bowl commercial that runs every year, their theatrical promos played in several movie theaters, their Christmas ad that stayed the same for over 20 holiday seasons, you can even turn yourself into an M&M on their site for a while. These characters are as amazingly popular now as they were when they were first created. But that's what
the characters
people don't talk about. How were they created? Who came up with the idea? And how have they been lasting for so long?
I don't know.
In doing research, I found there's actually not that many sites discussing where these icons came from. I couldn't even find any videos.
A cherry company. I've never eaten a cherry food
itself, but not the characters. At least that I could find. Well, you know what? There deserves to be. I know these characters exist just to sell a product, but we've had whole movies based on that premise. And we got angry when they weren't nominated for Oscars. Just because they're used to sell something doesn't mean they can't leave a funny, charming, memorable image.
Coffee nut?
We know the personalities of
flavors?
these timeless characters like we know Bugs Bunny or Mickey Mouse. Characters you
I've
had
never
almost
had
10 minutes at a time to get acquainted with, but with these guys you had only 30 seconds. 30 seconds to make a connection, and we still feel like we know these characters inside out. That's something that deserves to be explored.
Have they changed the voice actors like at all?
We're going to look over how these characters came to be, who they are, and how they've entertained kids and adults for so many years.
I had no idea.
Let's start at the beginning. M&M's was created in the early 40s, and like any brand, they utilized advertising. Though they went through several different strategies as spokespeople, they never had an official mascot that lasted for a long amount of time.
Wait, what was their mascot?
You both had two letters in your names, damn fool! The closest thing they had to a long run was putting faces and limbs on the candies themselves. Something a lot of products have done over the years.
Kool-Aid
Though
Man.
no distinct personalities were formed, they did seem to focus on two. A red plain one and a yellow peanut one. Something about those two colors and those two shapes side by side seemed to be the most eye-pleasing. In the mid-90s, though, sales weren't performing as they wanted. M&M's was not only becoming just another candy, but it was becoming one that was easily imitated.
Big Ben.
Something had to be done to make them stand out. With a relatively small budget, they asked advertising firm BBDO to breathe new life into them. The creative director at the time, Susan Credle, knew they didn't have the ad spend of other big clients like Coke or Pepsi, so they had to think simply. She and her team came up with the idea of giving the M&M's personalities. even making them a little more adult, so they wouldn't just be associated with kids.
The Sonic guys.
You've
seen the Sonic commercials with the two guys sitting in the car?
To animate them.
So that kind of energy.
That Blue Sky Studios. And the campaign began with different primetime celebrities interacting with the red and yellow M&M. The tone was more laid back, sophisticated. Show they didn't have to always be bouncing around to be entertaining.
You want one?
Surely you jest. One bite and all my composure is lost.
We'd help you find it.
What is that voice? Well, ew.
I'm giddy. You didn't notice?
Notice what? What is she talking about?
What is this voice acting?
It was a totally different approach, and people seemed to like it. While the commercials were a nice change of pace, everything changed when this commercial premiered.
Look what we have here. Just your friendly neighborhood M&M's.
The same M&M's that come in the bag?
Same one.
The actor's catching on.
And rich milk chocolate on the inside?
Yes.
Oh, then I'm really glad you came by.
Why is that?
That hair is...
them all out. Which one of you is Peanut?
He is.
Him.
I hear he's delicious. So long, buddy.
Oh. Bye. Later. Later,
thinking,
sucker.
What's the big deal? That just seems like the other ads we saw. But there's a couple things to keep in mind. One, the M&M's had 100% defined personalities. Red was snarky, egotistical, and kind of a backstabber. Yellow was laid back, optimistic, and usually clueless. This not only added more energy to the campaign, but also identities both kids and adults could find funny. Second, this is the first time they got celebrities to voice them.
Wait, that's
John Lovitz as Red and John Goodman as Yellow, who would both be the voice actors for several more commercials. Like Disney did with their movies, adults could now enjoy listening to comedic talent they recognize, thus attach more interest in.
Really?
Third, this is the definitive design that Red and Yellow would have from this day on. If you look at the originals in black and white, you almost wouldn't be able to tell them apart, but with these, you definitely could.
Yeah.
If a kid was to look at a coloring book, he could easily tell which one to make red and which one to make yellow.
Yeah, well, it's
and
also
a lot
the shape
of because they had the creative genius of the late Will Vinton. Yes, Academy Award-winning Will Vinton.
That mustache is
Founder of Claymation, creator of the California Raisins, animator of that disturbing as hell Mark Twain movie.
What's your name?
I'm related to that dude.
The legend.
I'm related to Mark Twain.
Though he's best known for stop motion, he found he liked trying out different art forms and discovered he was really good at computer animation. So he took his shot at
how do you
this.
find that out?
If you really look at them, you can see the resemblance to his other characters.
Yeah,
it's no wonder the M&M's almost seemed
gloves.
cinematic, as it was brought to life by so much cinematic talent. From there, the campaign was set up. Take these easily identifiable characters, put them with a celebrity, and just let them interact off each other. The personalities of the two were so polar opposite, you didn't need much else.
You're so
What are you trying to do?
Thank you.
Give me a break.
Bite him.
So, is it love?
Yeah, and love hurts.
It was simple, it was funny, not too expensive, and people
Too much
remembered
Steve.
it. In fact, the original idea was to have several commercials running at a time with a different celebrity in each one. But again, costs were limited, so they would usually just pick one that had good comedic timing and use them in several continuing ads. People like Steven Weber, Dennis Miller, Tia Carrere, and my personal favorite, Patrick Warburton.
You're eating M&M's.
I don't know any of these people.
You don't eat your own kind, it's unnatural.
Here, give me that.
Crispy.
Oh.
Give me the bags. Oh, that's just disturbing.
Over the years, the voices of the M&M's would switch out too.
The
Red,
cannibalism.
for example, was replaced by Billy West, and Yellow was replaced by J.K. Simmons. Yep.
Really?
That J.K. Simmons.
That's from Whiplash. That's one of my favorite
him
movies
even
ever.
to this day. But this was only
J.K.
the
Simmons, that
beginning
movie
for the
was fantastic.
family. Many more were about to join the literal, colorful cast. And much more good, clean wholesomeness was on the way. Yeah, it gets a little weird.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I guess it's commercial break time. That strip club. Kirby, where you at? If y'all don't know, the videos I do with Kirby with like Hello Boss and stuff like that, that's
Why? I suddenly realized I need
she's an
stamps.
exotic
I
dancer.
will simply go to the post office and get some goodness gracious snow. I hate snow. It prevents me from getting stamps. Wait, Angry Me, what if I told you there was a way that you could get stamps without having to go to the post office? I'd say cabbage, because I think that word is funny. You see, silly fool, all your problems can be answered by simply going to stamps.com. Here's a slightly less annoying voice to tell you about it. If you want to start off the new year with a resolution you can keep, stop going to the post office to send letters and packages when you don't have to. Save time and money this year by going to stamps.com. It's so handy when on days like this the weather is really bad that you can just print out your stamps right at home. Whether it's mailing out Christmas presents or letters or bills or whatever, I use it all the time. Stamps.com is the faster and more convenient way to get postage. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send. And the mail carrier picks it up. No more lugging mail to the post office, no more hassles. Stamps.com not only saves you time, it saves you money too. With Stamps.com, you get
does this really have a
discounted
purpose since you could
postage
just be
rates
click
that you can't even
and
get at
ship
the post
through
office.
postal
Not
service?
to mention a fraction of the cost of those expensive postage meters. And there's no equipment to lease and no long-term commitments. I use Stamps.com because it's convenient, easy, reliable, and efficient. And right now, you too can enjoy the Stamps.com service with a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus postage and a digital scale. That's right, a digital scale that you can actually measure your packages with. So start the new year off right. Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in nostalgia.
It's meant
That's
for mail,
Stamps.com,
okay?
enter nostalgia to get your 4-week free trial. Stamps.com. Why travel to Stamps when Stamps can travel to you?
What's wrong with me? I'm not okay. Okay, now we're back to it.
With red and yellow going over so well, it only made sense to expand the M&M family.
Oh, God, finger foods.
In 1995, a contest was held for what would be the new M&M color. The results came in overwhelmingly blue, so it was decided they should give him a personality.
Pink M&Ms would be awesome.
Blue, voiced then by the late Phil Hartman, was the only other nut character, though it alternates from almond to peanut, and at the time had a plain version sidekick too. He was the cool guy. Everything went his way, and red and yellow were always extremely jealous about how smooth he was. This also made him the most boring character.
Did you get to dive into that big pool of milk chocolate?
No. You don't dive in anymore. Insurance, lawsuit, someone might hit their head. They make you wade in there with a buddy.
Oh, bummer.
Well, one nut cracks his show.
It's kind of like writing Superman or Mickey Mouse. It's just tricky to write for someone who's supposed to be so perfect. There's certainly been examples of people doing it very cleverly, but Blue's personality was only one joke. He was more successful than red or yellow. This is one of the reasons you don't see him in many ads by himself. The laughs usually come from what red and yellow think of him.
They're not blue.
Oh, yikes.
Blue M&Ms?
Mr. King ate them. One bite, saw with my own eyes.
That's also one of the reasons they dropped
the
plain
originally
sidekick.
weren't blue M&Ms?
Right, one of them that great.
They should do this more often, like add colors.
Still, it was good to have an all-around cool guy around, I suppose. Sort of the straight man to the strange antics. But he wouldn't catch on nearly as much as Green.
Oh, the chocolate experience
there has to be Rule 34 for M&Ms, and I hate existence right now.
Things God doesn't want me to think.
Yeah,
Green, voiced by Cree Summer, who I don't think gave that character a take over the world plot yet, was the first female M&M and was made to promote the dark chocolate, mint, or peanut butter brand. Her main thing was she was the sexy one.
Those are things?
Because DeviantArt is writing commercials now.
Well, my new movie's opening, and no,
there's Rule 34, and I hate
show.
existence right now. I don't want to be here anymore.
So I'll be honest, at first I didn't really like Green because back then, whenever a girl entered an all-boys club, she was either forgettable or just the sexy one. Looking back though, she's actually not as bad as
Was that Lola Bunny? Was that
First
her
of
name?
all, she does have a personality. She's kind of a diva, has a glamorous confidence to her, but is also pretty cynical.
I don't know which one's worse. Thanks, guys. I needed that. Pathetic.
Go buy a bag.
Honestly, I'd argue she has more personality than Blue.
Yeah, for sure.
Secondly, a lot of her character is based around one big in-joke. In the 70s, an urban legend arose that green M&Ms make you horny. How, why, who, nobody explains, but let's be honest, is that really the craziest thing you heard from the 70s? There was even an ad that almost straight up addressed it.
Question, Sugar.
Yes,
really?
Dennis.
Is it true what they say about the green ones?
That is an ugly rumor. It's a lie! How did this thing get started?
Okay, so you're not live.
That's literally like the marketing team of M&Ms.
No one starting out actually makes a lot of this pretty clever. And honestly, a sexy M&M is just funny to me. It's literally a circle, and they play it off as like the most erotic thing in the world. It actually gets some really good laughs, especially when you see how seriously some of the actors play it.
Yeah.
Do. But he's my little boy. At his age, I'd be concerned if he wasn't interested.
Oh my god.
It allowed for a lot of surprisingly risque jokes, and to the character's credit, everyone stripped down at some point. Usually on multiple occasions.
Don't eyes down. Nothing to see here.
Correct once again.
She actually gets funnier the more I look back on it.
Got him.
The next one on the list is Orange.
You're that new crispy
Oh, he's the nervous one, right?
Trying to get me killed?
Orange is my favorite character.
Why?
By Eric Kirchberger, Orange represents the crispy brand and the pretzel brand. His whole character is he's super paranoid. Where the others are good at smoothly avoiding being eaten, he's just freaked out by everything. He's freaked out about dying, he's freaked out about women, he's freaked out that a pretzel is apparently going to be shoved up his ass.
All right.
Let's get this over with.
He just cracks me up. He's a total spaz.
Serious.
Every time I see him, I feel sorry for him, which just makes me laugh even more. I'm feeling sorry for an M&M.
Could you just for 1 second put yourself in my place?
That's funny.
Wait, that looks like the dude from Miracle on Ice.
It's kind of like those pigs you see advertising barbecue. What if they became really aware of what they were doing and they just spiraled into a depressive episode? There's just something so bizarrely morbid about it that I can't help but crack up. He's definitely a keeper to have around.
I don't know why everyone wants to eat the crispy M&Ms. I mean, I know I'm...
Next came Brown, or Miss Brown, because I work for her? Yeah, none of the others had titles before their names, unless you count White M&M.
Oh.
Voiced by Vanessa Williams and representing plain and dark chocolate. I almost feel like she's a response to any hate Green might have gotten in the past, because she's the complete opposite. While Green is fun-loving, Brown is all business. While Green is a wisecracker, Brown tells no jokes at all. And while Green loves being sexy, Brown is constantly pissed that everyone confuses her for being naked.
Only a fool would think I'd actually show up naked.
So it's that kind of party. Hit it!
I'm sexy and I know it. Oh my god.
She should do a detailed commercial about her getting insurance from the Geico Gecko. That happened!
Geico only insures humans.
Guess what day it is?
Save it, hump boy.
Despite being a stick in the mud, she does get some good laughs, particularly at the expense of the other M&Ms.
Steer clear of Kristen. She'll devour you.
Really?
Oh.
Thanks for introducing us.
Anything for a friend.
She's a nice fit to the cast.
I lead others.
There's been other side characters over the years too. There was a chocolate bar, which things would always go bad for because he would melt in the sun. Get it? Melts in your mouth and on your hand.
Don't normal
he was also voiced by
M&Ms?
Bill Hart. There's a pretzel that's sometimes Orange's wingman, voiced by Marisa Marsh. And there's a cube of caramel, voiced by David Cross, who's always geeky. They're gonna fix him, though, by putting him in an M&M to stop him being so square. I know how lame that is, but they got David Cross, the only likable man in the Alvin and the Chipmunk movies. By God, I have to give a pass on
that's him?
The characters are so relatable that they don't even have to change the commercials much when advertising in other countries. Because the animation is already done, all they have to do is change the people out and the language.
Go buy a bag.
Am I on fire?
Because I'm all out. Which one of you is Peanut?
He is. I hear he's delicious.
Because, my little friend, I've just run out. Which one of you's Peanut?
He is. I hear he's delicious.
Their
they didn't have to change
so
much.
Big, they've worked with pretty much everyone. Danny DeVito, Halle Berry, the X-Men, Shrek, Darth Vader. Ooh, even Keith Apicary. He's betraying his Skittle boombox. Susan Credle even admitted she knew it would be a hit, but to have an M&M store based on the characters open in Las Vegas and still remain open for over 20 years
I didn't see that when I went to Vegas. Whoa, that's a lot of
indeed, the lasting power of these characters probably went beyond anyone's expectations. At the very least, you hope your campaign will sell more of a product, but to create iconic characters that are still beloved and watched repeatedly on TV and YouTube is something very rare. Commercials have gotten millions of views before online, but there's so many compilations and so many people, both young and old, who love seeking them out. It's not just one commercial they like checking out, it's a ton of them. Not just because they're funny, but because the characters in them are so likable. It's always expected they're going to have a Super Bowl ad every year. It's always expected the same Christmas commercial will play every year. And honestly, they could go even further.
It's a tradition.
In the theatrical promos satirizing movie trailers, they say,
This is why we don't make movies.
Why don't you? I would totally see that.
Did they make like
Ernest,
emoji
Willy
movies
Wonka,
and stuff like
Uncle
that?
Drew, and Lego could get their own successful movies? Why not them? The characters are already set, they work great off each other. If the goddamn Geico cavemen could get their own show, yeah, that's right, Google it, actually don't. These guys could work great in a movie.
Wait, no.
Okay, so it's a successful campaign with successful characters. Why is that a big deal? We've seen other product mascots last a long time, even longer than them, in fact.
But yeah,
well,
of
here's
course.
the thing. The M&M'S mascot combined 3 things that I can't think any other product mascot combines.
What?
1, there's some of the few commercial characters that have looked exactly the same for over 20 years.
True.
Lots of characters last for a while, but they usually change with the times. True, at first they had to find their fitting, but within a year, they got it. And once they had that definitive look and personality, they kept it exactly the same for over 2 decades.
He's
that
looking at those
rarely happens. 2, they're surprisingly fleshed out characters. Even the best food mascots like Tony the Tiger or Ronald McDonald. They're positive icons that sell their products, but they're not three-dimensional enough to write a movie or a show around. These characters are. Even though they're simple, they're still very human, and you identify with them very quickly. And 3, they're some of the only commercial mascots that kids enjoy just as much
represent
as
emotions a little bit.
Lucky is great for children, but not going to do much for adults. The Allstate guy gets a laugh out of grown-ups, but kids aren't really going to be sucked in by it. No matter what
kids
age,
don't enjoy him.
You laugh just as hard at these characters. Enough that some celebrities who don't really need to voice them out of necessity anymore still come back to recreate their roles every time. Even though they were just created to sell a product, they still created characters that are kind of similar to ones like Animaniacs or Looney Tunes.
The what?
In fact, a lot of M&M ads have been even funnier than Looney Tune ads occasionally. For having only 30 seconds or less at a time, they created some clever, timeless, hilarious, and even at times kind of risque characters that people enjoy watching around the world. I'm not saying these are deep, complex character studies or anything, but they are funny, relatable, and imaginative icons in a field where only one of those qualifications is needed. They're commercials, yeah, but they're ones that we rely on seeing every Christmas, every Super Bowl, every time we need a good laugh. All I'm saying is a lot went into making these characters, a lot still goes into making these characters, and it's worth showing how appreciative we still are for that effort.
Dude, push each other out of the way.
I'm the nostalgia critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
That was wild. God. M&M'S. I literally just watched a million people watched the video on the history of the M&M'S.
Hey everybody, Doug Walker here. We're doing the end credits a little differently because a lot of times people don't wait through the credits, they don't watch it all, and they miss the charity shout-outs at the end. So what we're going to do from now on, we're just going to have the logo at the end of the video, and then we're going to have the credits play at the bottom, and we're just going to jump straight to the charity shout-out, and we're going to make them a lot quicker so you have a chance to click on the link. If you don't want to, you can click on other videos, but we highly recommend you go to these wonderful organizations. At least share the link with other people. If you can, donate, but definitely raise awareness because these are such good organizations. So, with that said, we're just going to go to our first one. This week's charity is Give Kids the World Village. This is an 84-acre nonprofit resort in Central Florida that provides week-long, cost-free vacations to children with critical illnesses and their.
It's kind of like Victory Junction Gang Camp,
which
is a thing around here in North Carolina, which is
and their families with
Rich Petty and the Petty family and Adam Petty and all that.
As well as transportation,
you know what that is.
Tickets to theme parks, meals, daily entertainment, and so much more. This is a wonderful idea doing wonderful things for wonderful families. Definitely consider clicking on the link and checking out all the good they have to share, and see if you can share that good right along with them.
There's a lot of organizations like that that do a lot of really, really cool stuff. Best Lord of the Rings moments? I've seen Lord of the Rings. I've actually seen something. I've seen those movies. Oh, man. So, that was the history of the M&M characters. What, and not the dude that rats. What in the world did I just sit there and oh my god, I hate that I'm thinking about Rule 34 green M&M stuff now. Oh no. Oh no. But definitely leave some comments down below. Let me know what you want me to react to next by Nostalgia Critic. I love his videos. They come out the same time, same day, every single week. Patreon's gonna be a day early, and they allow me to not have to pay while on the channel because I'm here to make you smile, not make you pay. Hopefully I made your day's time a little better. Hopefully 2022 is off to a great start for you because you're seeing this on like what, the 3rd, I think, the day it goes public. But I really hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully make your day better. But until next video, take care and cue the music.
We're playing as soldiers, making soldiers.